Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. So today's video will be of an official Wanstead test route in which my learner Linda passed on her first attempt with only 4 minor faults. It was an exceptional drive. I can't emphasize enough, guys, that watching just mock test videos on YouTube and official test routes is no substitute for the real thing. Hence, it's due to this reason that taking mock tests can help you get used to the format of the driving test, as well as obviously getting a feel for what it will be like on the actual day, knowing how all the different parts of the driving test works, which will really help you to succeed. So for the viewers that are watching today that would like to have a safe and supportive mock test with me in an environment that will help you practice managing your nerves, feel free to contact me. I'll have my contact details on the screen above or in the description as well. And guys, thank you for the continued support that you have been showing my channel, and I will be uploading official test routes as well as mock tests I've done with my ex-pupils on a weekly basis. Thank you for the continued support, guys, and please do make sure that we like, share and subscribe. So this driving test, the examiner did not use the sat-nav, instead they followed traffic signs and road markings. So here the examiner instructed my pupil to move away, and at the traffic lights they'll be following the road ahead. So guys, remember, like I've said in my previous videos, we're moving away from Herman Hill at the Wanstead Driving Test Centre. It tends to be quite congested and busy, so it is advisable to leave the right signal on and obviously look for a safe opportunity to proceed. As you can see, after this John Lewis larger vehicle, there was loads of cars that obviously were coming from behind. So my learner waited for a bit and then proceeded when it was safe to do so, which was excellent. As the learners now continue to go ahead at the lights, it is advisable that obviously what the examiner is looking for here is that the student makes progress, as now the speed limit of the road is now 30 miles per hour. Obviously, as it is an uphill gradient, you need to make sure that you drag the gear, the lower gear, for a lot longer, as the car needs more power to go up the hill, especially in a manual transmission vehicle. So a question for the viewers that are watching: how could you acknowledge that this road is a 30 mile per hour road? How do we know, according to the highway code, that this road that Linda is currently on is a 30 mile per hour road? Please do make sure you comment down below with the correct answer for the reason behind that, because there are no speed signs essentially. And then at the next set of traffic lights, the examiner instructed my pupil to turn left. I was really happy that Linda responded really well to the keep clear road marking on the floor here. So you need to make sure that you're obviously responding to road markings and traffic signs. And then the examiner asked Linda to pull over on the right and to not worry about the driveways on this occasion, and that's when he instructed her to carry out the first maneuver, which is to reverse back 2 car lengths in a straight line, keeping reasonably close to the curb. Once Linda reversed back for 2 car lengths, the examiner then instructed her to drive on when she is ready. Guys, a word of advice again, remember you're being assessed against the POM routine. Make sure you drive on when it is safe to do so, as some learners tend to be in a rush once they've carried out the manoeuvre. Just make sure you take your manoeuvres in steps. And then at the end of the road, the examiner instructed the pupil to turn left. And then at the traffic lights, the examiner instructed the pupil to turn right. So as you can see, guys, there's a box junction at the set of traffic lights. So again, another question for the viewers that are watching. Is Linda allowed to stop on the box junction when turning right here, guys? If so, what is the reason behind having a box junction? Because I don't want to just give you the answers. I want to make sure that there's still learning taking place whilst watching my videos. And also, guys, is there any exceptions when Linda cannot enter the box junction if she was to turn right? And then the examiner instructed the pupil to take the next road on their left, which is just coming up just after this traffic sign, immediately after, just here. And then the speed changes to 20 miles per hour. So it's really important to register speed changes whenever you enter and exit from a new road. How you can acknowledge speed changes, not just by the speed signs, but also road markings on the floor as well. And then the examiner instructed the pupil to turn left. And and then to take the next road on the right, which Linda does take, and then after that, the examiner instructed the pupil to pull over on the left in a safe place, avoiding driveways. Once Linda pulled over on the left, the examiner then instructed my pupil to carry out an emergency stop, where they said that they will now be performing an emergency stop. They'll like you to stop in the quickest and shortest time possible, only when they instruct you to stop, and they will briefly look over their shoulder to ensure it is safe to carry out the maneuver. So the examiner instructed the pupil to drive on when they're ready, and at the end of the road to turn right, and then sometime on that road they will carry out an emergency stop. So guys, just remember, when performing an emergency stop, you do need to stop in the quickest and shortest time possible. I will be making a video with one of my learners in how to carry out an emergency stop. So guys who are obviously unaware of how to carry out an emergency stop, I will be obviously uploading a video very shortly on that. then the independent drive started, where the examiner instructed the pupil to turn right at the traffic lights, and then they were instructed to follow signs posted towards Gants Hill after that. So the examiner instructed my pupil to follow traffic signs posted towards Gants Hill Woodford, which was right at the traffic lights. And then after that, they were instructed to continue to follow signs to Snaresbrook at the obviously following set of traffic lights. And then they were instructed to follow signs posted towards Snaresbrook, which is left at the traffic lights. For the viewers that are watching, to go ahead at these lights, you do need the right lane, so it's important to obviously follow signposts and road markings and respond to them, as sometimes learners tend to go into the left lane. If you do find yourself in the left lane and you were instructed to go ahead at the traffic lights and you're the first car at the traffic lights, you should obviously apply to the road marking, which is to turn left at that point, and you won't get a fault for redirecting the examiner, guys.